Hi, this is Cheryl with Naturally Balanced. Let's talk about insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is where the cells become resistant to insulin. And insulin is that key that unlocks the cell for sugar to get in so your body can use that as energy. When insulin goes up, your blood sugar goes up, and this is where you have symptoms of fatigue, you can have weight gain, you can feel foggy-headed, and you also have an increased risk of diabetes and heart disease, obesity. There's a few things I would love to talk about in helping you understand the best ways to give your body the tools to help you not only achieve weight loss goals, but also optimal health. Diet is obviously key. So what you're fueling your body with. So thinking about whole foods and trying to eliminate processed foods. Thinking about, a lot of people struggle with food noise, and there's a lot of mental chatter on, things that you eat. It's like constant thoughts of food, and that can be really hard. Sometimes it's related to stress, and there's emotional eating. All of that kind of plays into a vicious loop where if there's a lot of stress and then you're emotionally eating and then you're increasing your insulin, you're increasing your cortisol. And so it just kind of feeds into that vicious cycle. So breaking that cycle by fueling your body with good protein, high protein. I usually suggest that people get a minimum of 90 to 100 grams of protein a day and trying to keep that protein lean, using foods high in those omega-3s like salmon, chicken, using things like hummus and nuts and avocado and things like that. But thinking of food as fuel. A lot of people skip meals and then are frustrated because they're not losing weight, but they're at such a calorie deficit. But if your body's in survival mode and you're in the jungle and you're running from the tiger, then your body is in a state of constant stress. And so you're running at 100 miles an hour and starving your body, which is only increasing the stress. So fuel is so important, making sure that you're fueling your body and fueling consistently. The other thing is activity, exercise, moving your body. That is so good for your mental health, but it also helps with your ability to create more muscle cells to get that sugar in. So insulin can have more cells to unlock so that sugar can get in for your body to use that as energy. So doing some light weightlifting is really helpful as well. There's supplements that I have really loved using and seen really good results with that I wanted to share. Peptides are definitely something that people have been using. The access to peptides has limited here recently. And so for those of you that maybe have been on peptides and are now scrambling, trying to figure out what you're gonna do, having to come off of peptides because you don't have access to them. And for those that are just looking for a more natural way to support weight loss and health, I would say my number one supplement that I like using is berberine. Berberine is plant-based, helps to decrease cravings, it helps with insulin sensitivity, it helps your body to use your glucose more efficiently. So that is a great supplement that I would say kind of acts like a natural semaglutide or Ozempic. So that's something that I've used a lot of. I would say typically it is something that can affect your gut. So some people don't tolerate that very well and can have issues with, diarrhea, nausea, upset stomach. But if you do, oftentimes that's because there may be something underlying in your gut, and I usually will use a good probiotic that has Saccharomyces in it, and a lot of times that will help you to better tolerate berberine. Berberine dosing, I usually will use 500 milligram, 1 to 2, so if you tolerate it, I would say ideally 1,000 milligrams before your 2 larger meals. And then another supplement that I've been pairing with that on patients that are weaning off of peptides and or looking for optimal support to create their own GLP-1, which is what the peptides are doing, is Akkermansia. And this is a good bacteria in your gut and is actually plays an important role in you producing your own GLP-1, which is what helps you to feel full, helps with the metabolism that we're looking for as far as your body being able to use your sugar and help with that insulin sensitivity. Those two supplements paired together have worked really well. So if you're finding yourself on a peptide, whether that's tirzepatide or semaglutide, and then you are having to come off of it quickly because you don't have access any longer, I would encourage you to use a supplement, at least like berberine, or you can add the akkermansia with it. And usually I would suggest that you wean 10 units and do that every week or two. So as you wean down, get to the place where cravings are controlled, your appetite is controlled, and then wean down, and you can go by 10 units or so. And usually that works well. You don't want to have an abrupt stop because you've worked so hard. So you don't want to pull that peptide off of your system and then all of a sudden, kind of have a rebound with your appetite. So doing that slowly, plus having some of the supplement support, can help you as you wean. So that can be an effective transition. I think it's so important to remember that, life is very stressful. A lot of us have great demand on our mental, physical, emotional health. And so the small things that we can do, making sure that you're eating and fueling your body, making sure that you're hydrating, drinking water, and you're tired and you're drinking coffee, it's a diuretic for your body. So if you're drinking coffee, you gotta make sure that you're replacing that with water as well. So making sure you're hydrating, making sure that you're moving your body, get outside, smell the fresh air, move your body and get in the sunshine. These things help our body, it helps our brain, it helps us to just kind of decompress, because as we manage stress and we fuel our bodies correctly and we get the sleep that we need and we hydrate and we do these things to help support our body, that is where we see our body function more efficiently to help us get to these goals. I hope that is helpful for you, and I will put the supplements in the comments, and hopefully that gives you some resources so that you can either continue on your weight loss goal, or even if you're just looking to help support your blood sugar because your A1C is a little bit higher. These are great tools to help you get to the space of optimal health. Thank you for listening, and hopefully this has been helpful for you.